Hello guys, what's up? Tamir is here and today I'm going to react to some of the best videos on YouTube for developing confidence for kids, and I'm so excited to start my online live reactions here, so you can always join me and try to study more about this entire process of becoming more confident and making your child more confident. So if you don't know me, my name is Tamir Nahor. I'm a ninja instructor and a psychology student, and one of the biggest missions that I have is to learn how to take any kid to his next level in the confidence, in resilience, and the way to do that is by working hard on yourself and working hard on parents, on themselves, and to bring kids to the next level. So today we're going to focus on a few of the challenges that kids might experience and the way to overcome them to developing confidence. At first, we're going to start with reacting to a video of a great doctor named Kira Werstein, and she is a sport and exercise psychologist. So sport and exercise psychologists are focused more on teaching people how to become better athletes or to perform better under the pressure of a real game, and sometimes it also transferred to their personal life, but in general it's to peak performance athletes through psychology interventions and stuff. So let's see what she has to say about developing confidence and mental toughness in children for sports.
Confidence is a strong predictor of sport performance. Research shows that people with higher confidence tend to get involved in more challenging tasks, set higher goals, persist longer in the face of failure and adversity, and achieve at higher levels.
Yeah.
They also enjoy their experience to a greater degree than those with low confidence. As you can see in the self-confidence model, there's 4 main predictors of confidence that we as parents and coaches can target in order to help increase.
Let's go back over those four elements. So past performance accomplishments, so things I've done in the past that have proven me that I am capable of doing it. So when the first time you learn how to do a pull-up, she's going to talk about it, then you immediately feel more confident in your pull-ups because you already did it. Vicarious experience, so she'll talk about that, verbal persuasion, and physical and affective states.
Confidence that we as parents and coaches can target in order to help increase confidence in an athlete or a ninja. The first, past performance accomplishments, is the strongest predictor of confidence. When athletes have successful experiences, like for example, they do their first unassisted pull-up, this grows their belief in their ability to do that skill and like skills again in the future. So it's important to set athletes up for success. We don't want to have them attempt tasks that we know that they can't do right now, but instead, if they have a goal to do something that's very challenging for them, a way that we can grow their confidence in their ability to do that eventually is by breaking it down into smaller chunks.
So she talked about 2 things here. The first thing is about the result-driven mentality, that if I've done it before, I can do it again and I can do more stuff in the future. So she took it to a very physical task, so pull-ups. But I think that the real beauty of that ability is when it's done under more psychological, emotional situations or results-driven. So if the child was capable of overcoming a hard test or a hard performance that he needed to do. So I'm also a ninja instructor, right? So as part of my training, sometimes I give my kids tests, so they have to pass them to go on the levels, right? So if they succeed in the test, then it's more of a mental challenge than a physical challenge, because they can do the physical part almost 100 times over 100 if they are not in the mental stress that a test puts them through. And overcoming that mental challenge, that's a really indicator of them overcoming this mental hurdle and not just the physical hurdle, just like pull-ups. So chunking it down as well is some things you can do to maybe soften the blow, right? But you don't always want to soften the blow. Sometimes you want them to feel it hard and to really push them through the obstacle, through the mental challenge, and then they understand, oh my God, I can do it. I can can continue and focus under stress. That's a really, really big step to give a child in his early days, to learn how to overcome a really difficult mental obstacle, and that he can still perform under that. That's a really good indicator for high performance in life in general. Let's continue watching.
That are more manageable and modified versions of that ultimate goal. It's also important to note that it's actual performance accomplishments that grows and builds confidence, not just a participation ribbon that everyone gets for showing up.
What she's saying there, that was amazing, because most people think that confidence is built by getting achievements. That's not quite right. Let's focus on it a bit more. If you get the participation medal, so like there is a competition, 100 participants, only 1, 2, and 3 gets to be on the podium, but all the other 97 participants just don't get anything, right? Because they lost. So in the kids sports, people think that, yeah, let's just give everyone a medal so they feel better, but that's not true. That just makes the medal value go down, right? Just like inflation, if you just send money to everyone, just give them billions of dollars, the money value will drop down. So it's a bad mentality. So what she's talking about is to really give achievements to the right cause. Okay, so that's a really big thing to do. Don't give the participation medals. That's bad.
The second predictor of confidence that we can target is called vicarious experience. This is when an athlete sees someone else execute or have a successful experience, make an achievement. This increases their belief that they can do it too. It's most effective when the model is like them. It's not as effective when, for example, you as the coach execute the monkey bars. They think, well, sure, you can do it. You're the coach. A better way would be if little Johnny can't do the monkey bars yet. He sees little Billy complete the monkey bars for the first time. Johnny thinks to himself, okay, if Billy can learn the monkey bars, I think I can learn too. The third...
Well, I want to focus on the second one, the vicarious experiences. So basically, modeling is the best way we can to learn, to develop learning social skills or social learning. So if you have a child that his parents behave in a certain way, it's very likely that this child will copy those behaviors or be affected by them, compared to a child that have different parents that behave differently. That's why there is such a big indicator on the implicit communication that kids learn. So you can say all the right stuff, but if you by yourself as a parent or as a coach doesn't know how to behave in that way, or more precisely, it's not your natural behavior, what are you teaching exactly? So I agree with her that it's best always to find the peer group presenter to show the exercises, but that also brings much harder obstacle to overcome, which is comparison to one of your peer groups. Well, if little Johnny can do it and I can't, and I'm a bit taller than Johnny, does that make me a less capable ninja? Well, first of all, yeah, because if he can do it and you're not, so he's better than you. And that's something that a lot of people try to throw aside or push and to swipe out under the carpet, but that's not the right mentality. Yeah, little Johnny is better than you right now, and it doesn't matter, because you can become the best ninja you can be if you just keep on trying. So in modeling, I think that the real beauty of it is to model the behavioral mindset, or to model the psychology. Because if he can do the monkey bars or not, that doesn't make him really that of an athlete. But what makes him an athlete is coming to the obstacle and not thinking twice, just jumping to the monkey bars and doing it. That's what I want the kids to copy or to model by viewing. If he can do the monkey bars or not, that doesn't matter. If little Johnny did it hundreds of times until he made it, that's the modeling, right? It's not the execution. The execution doesn't really matter, but the preparation, the training, that's what really matters. So focus on that when you're doing it.
Predictor of confidence is verbal
Let's go for the
persuasion.
third one.
The words we use are powerful. We can speak encouragement into an athlete with praise, or we can discourage them with criticism. Younger athletes need more positives than older athletes.
Well, let's talk about that. That's a really, really big part, the verbal persuasion. Verbal persuasion is I think the most underrated and really badly performed of the four in every parent/coach there is. Let's talk about the two different verbal persuasions ways there is. Wait a second, that will be better. The first bad the verbal persuasions method there is to tell the child, listen up, you are so great, you're a genius, you can do anything, you're just great. Those are things that are focused more on, let's call it the person's that's DNA or the person's core, instead of saying the things that the child does. So let's take those two examples and you need to figure out which one of them is better to say to a child. Oh, you're such a genius, you always make it right, you never fail, that's amazing, I'm so proud of you for being such a genius. Or, wow, I'm so proud of you for not giving up and that you always keep trying and you make progress, and it's so great that you just believe in yourself that you can continue to grow. That's great. So the difference between the two is a growth mindset and a fixed mindset. Being a genius is nice to say and it's easy to say, but that sometimes puts some stress on the child. Oh wait, am I a genius? Wait, what if I'm not a genius? And then the child sometimes tries to avoid failure because you focus so much on being this figure that is not real, that sometimes it makes the child try to take less risks in his training because he doesn't want to fail. Because failing, when you say to someone that he's a genius or is really gifted, that makes him less if he's failing. But no, if you focus on the trial, on always trying, that's the real beauty, right? So focus on trying your best and not focus on who you are or what you are. That doesn't really matter. You are a child. You keep on developing and changing. So you're not a genius right now. That's a bad thing to say. If it sometimes slipped out of your mouth, doesn't matter that much. But if that's the core message you bring to the child, that's bad. Focus on you can always work hard, and that's your superpower, that you work hard. Because then the kid can fail 100 times, but he succeeded 3. It's better than the kid who tries 2 times and succeeded in 1 in something that is much less challenging for him. And also, that's the most important thing to take when you start new things. When you start a new thing, you're always really, really not gifted because you've never done it before. Think about a kid to the first time trying to do basketball. Okay, to dribble in basketball. That's really hard. No one does it on the first try. And if he does, maybe he is a bit gifted, but it won't last when you go to the NBA. You need to keep your hard work up, right? So that's the whole point. Never focus on your verbal communications with reinforcements of things that the child doesn't have control of. He can't control his being gifted or genius. He can't control being hard worker or not giving up, right? So I would always focus on that with children.
Powerful. We can speak encouragement into an athlete with praise, or we can discourage them with criticism. Younger athletes need more positives than older athletes. The ratios, according to research, are that youth athletes need 7 positives for every 1 corrective feedback. Adolescents need 4 positives to 1 correction, and more elite level athletes can handle a 1-to-1 ratio.
So what she's talking about now is how many times in a class you need a ratio of 7 to 1 with kids to give them encouragements that are positive, like, hey, I'm so proud of you for using the right angle when you throw the ball to the basket. And for example, a corrective response would be, hey, listen up, you need to focus more when you throw to use the angle of your hand. So what she's talking about is putting a lot of positive reinforcement of things that are doing correctly, because that sometimes brings them a bit more of a confident boost, because yeah, I'm doing it right. But you do need sometimes to improve, so you need to still give them this negative reinforcement or corrective, it's the way I would say it. But I'm not really, I understand what they think about, that you need to cushion the blow, because the kid needs to improve. He's not a real ninja yet. He doesn't use his legs when he swings. He doesn't know how to lâcher correctly. But the way that I believe to do it is to only give the corrective reinforcement. Only give this 1 in the ratio. Those 7 are not part of the equation. It's just part of the class. The class is all about, I'm so proud of you for the progress. Look how you do that amazingly. Listen up, and I'm immediately fixing what I want to fix. If you want to get to the highest you can with the swing, you need to use your legs in that way. So that's the way I would view it. So all those equations, only for the elites maybe, it's more relevant. In the adolescents and in the youth, it's just about giving a good feeling in the class while giving the corrective points. So I don't really agree with this, but I understand why it's been proven to work, especially when the corrective and the positive reinforcements aren't really specified to give the child the emotional support.
It's important to note also that when we're giving that feedback, we want to use what's called the positive sandwich approach. This is where we take some encouragement, then give our instruction, and finish with another type of encouragement. So we're sandwiching that correction, that instruction, between 2 positives. It might sound something like this. That was great effort, Billy. On the next set, let's pump your arms to get higher off the ground. I know you can do it.
The sandwich method is the most cliche and spoken before method there is. So you give something good, then you say the real stuff, and then you give another something good. That just makes the kids, after having that for a couple of lessons, it just makes them understand that, yeah, okay, you say something nice, now what's the real issue. So it doesn't really help to instructors who just don't know how to take that to the next level, to take the kids to the next level, right? It doesn't work that way. What you really need to focus on is to make the learning environment supportive. Because if you just need to cushion whenever you want to say something, that just means it's not a supportive environment. Supportive environment is when the kids want to know how to improve. And the way to do that is by showing them. See, when you implied what you needed to improve, so you need to pump your hands, then you made it better. I'm so proud of you for learning that you have mistakes and you learn from them. That's how you grow. If you instill this mindset in the child, that's when the kid really improves, not when the kid is, just always had to cushion the behavior that he needs to improve, the movement he needs to improve. So I don't agree with the sandwich method. I do agree that you always need to give positive reinforcements when the child does greatly. So just don't use that to cushion the real thing. Just make the real thing that valuable that the kid would want to hear that.
Final predictor of confidence is physical and affective states, which means how we feel physically and emotionally affects our confidence. If an athlete feels really fatigued from doing lots of pull-ups, monkey bar, and rope climb, if we then ask them to try out the pegboard for the first time, their confidence may be a little bit lower because they're feeling physically fatigued from all of the work that they already did earlier that day. So we want to note that if we want to try a skill for the first time, or if we have an important competition approaching, a way to enhance confidence is to make sure that our athletes are feeling rested and energized. So
so just for this last point on physical and affective states. So when you talk about, wait, let me switch up. when you talk about the physical and affective states, what I think really important is to focus on what is your emotional state when you come to perform something. So physical, yeah, you can be tired, you can be pumped, and then it's hard to do stuff. But that doesn't matter, because what I'm looking for is not that the child succeed in the stuff. What I'm looking for is that the child comes and do the stuff the best way he can in that moment. So in that moment, I want him to overcome everything that is in front of him, but what really I want him to overcome everything that is inside of him. So he's scared, he's frightened that he might fall, and that he will not pass the test, not pass the obstacles. His other friends are going to pass him. That's the real challenge, because physically, if he's capable or not to do the exercise is irrelevant. What I really want him to do is to learn to overcome the challenge. And the way I believe to do it is to put him in a physical state that will reinforce that feeling. So I'll tell them to stand tall, hands to the side, like my superhero here, and to really focus on being focused on the mission at hand and feeling your body correctly. So that's a mindfulness approach to it. So after they are ready to do it, I want them to get on to the obstacle and do the best they can. This is the way I believe we can really push kids to the next level. Because if I am just going to always wrap him around with this bubble tape, that will not make him strong. I want to throw him into every challenge that I can, so he will overcome it. So that's it for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you on the next lesson. Until then, train hard, train smart, and peace.